Okay, so this is gonna sound crazy. I'll go into more details. I've been writing it out to try to give a correct dialogue about things, and I'm expecting to get trolled really hard for this because it's just what people do. And it's not just what people do, it's what people that know about this information love to do. They love power, and they really love humiliating people. They really love bringing them down. They love the cruelty level of shit. So I'm going to go into some details on this. Is just kind of a buffer on things. There's a bunch of information online where they talk about things called TIs, or targeted individuals. The idea of a TI, or a targeted individual, it's supposed to be dismissed as somebody that has either bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, some form of psychosis. They want the more severe types, so they're going to aim for bipolar or schizophrenia to be things that you get labeled. This goes so much deeper than just this shit. It's not just a manipulation tactic used on people that they decide to let know what's going on or become aware enough that there is something going on. This affects us on a whole wide scale that people aren't aware of. So, I'm going to bring up COVID-19. And I'm bringing it up because when I was in high school, I got bronchitis, okay? At least that's what the doctors diagnosed me with. I got bronchitis. After I recovered from bronchitis, once my allergy season started to hit after that, I developed breathing problems. I got tested at the doctor, and the doctor told me I had allergy-induced asthma during my seasonal allergy time. Put me on Advair, gave me an emergency inhaler, and so on. And about every other year, give or take, after I would go through a certain spout with my allergy season, I would need that emergency inhaler. I could not breathe. I would wake up in the middle of the night. It was like having bronchitis all over again without having bronchitis. Maybe you want to call it a sinus infection. I don't really give a crap how you say it. So, it's been a little over 2 years since I've had that incident. And it's been 4.5 years since I found out that my entire family and whoever the hell they've got their little connects with, or however the hell this shit is done, I don't even know, have been campaigning, controlling, manipulating, gaslighting, and everything that falls in line with narcissistic personality disorder. They've been doing those tactics to me, and sadly it's been going on since I was a kid. So what I'm trying to talk about now is there is a time where we talk about things where it's only impossible until it's done. And then we all know that, governments and, military, NSA, CIA, FBI, whoever, whatever, private sector, however you want to go about it, everybody knows they have technology more advanced than we will ever know, and they have capabilities that we're not aware of. And that's just generalized, and we tend to, as a public, just ignore it because we don't want to go there. You know, we don't want to pop our bubble. We don't want to fly off the handle, go into paranoia state and shit like that. But here's the reality check of it. Guess what? They hacked the human body. They hacked it to the point where you can get sick because they want you to get sick. You can have sores show up on you because they want sores to show up on you. They can do just about whatever they want. The reason why I brought up COVID-19 is because these people are so sick. It's like the perfect storm for them. They love fear-mongering. They love those kinds of things. They love bringing that kind of level of shit to society, to individuals, to societies. It's just things they really love. Now, they don't want to admit to it to certain individuals that become aware or are aware, and then there are others that you want to say get duped into, suckered into helping out, knowing about it, keeping their mouth shut about it on certain levels or whatnot. They hacked the human body. I know. I sound crazy. I sound shitball crazy. I know. I'm aware. I'm very much aware. But I live it every day. If they want me to trip and fall, I trip and fall. If they want me to lose my balance and just fall over, they did that to me. They've done it to me. In fact, they did it to me in middle school when I was playing soccer. I was in the middle of a field and I went to turn and just suddenly out of nowhere, I just like fell over. It wasn't even a turn sharp enough in the field to have fallen over, but I just fell over on my side automatically, just randomly. I didn't think anything of it. I was a little confused by it and didn't make sense at the time. And I've always kind of considered myself a klutz. Like, I will stumble and do shit like that. And as things have gone on, they, as atypical narcissists do, have told on themselves. So I found out that they can make me trip and fall. They can make me fall over. They can make me do whatever the hell they want. These people are evil. They're vile. They're disgusting monsters. I would classify them as serial killers, serial rapists, pedophiles, sexual predators, things like that. Those are the type of people that they are. And they are so lost up in their own delusions and their ideas and their versions of shit that they won't even acknowledge it on a level for themselves that it even counts for them. One of the arguments I've had to deal with these people is the fact that, well, I didn't physically touch you, so it doesn't count. Yeah, made that person do it to me. You victimize that person and you victimize me. Whether or not that person's aware of it or not, I wouldn't know. Probably they may have gone that far at this point. Before I found out about them and what they were doing and how they were doing it, I had former boyfriends pop up. I was with a guy on and off. We only were like classified in a relationship twice, but we were seeing each other for about 5 years, on and off, give or take, there was some decent space in between, but we still were wrapped up in each other's lives. And, you know, even though part of me knew that it was a toxic thing, what I didn't know was that they informed him what they were doing to me, and he helped them along. Towards the end of shit, before things between him and I finally officially ended, there was another girl that he liked and was involved with on and off as well. And give or take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks or so after he finally walked officially out of my life in the most cruel way possible, he got engaged and got married in less than 6 weeks, roughly, give or take, to her. And so signed off and said, sayonara, I'm out, to act like, I guess in a way that he could turn around and say, I'm really not the person that I've been displaying, but, you know, he really is. These people are manipulative as fuck. And I can't even believe that people would be so stupid, so ignorant, so low in empathy, so incapable of kindness and compassion that they were incapable and are incapable of actually saying fuck no and shedding the actual light on it. So I'm flying solo here. Gonna have to look for another way to get this out. I temporarily joined a group on Facebook called TIs, or Targeted Individuals, where they talk about the gang stalking and all that crazy shit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you read and you listen to people when they talk about it, now some of them are enablers, some of them are part of the shit, and some of them are people that are actually experiencing it, and they have come up with some shitball crazy shit. Now, I'm guilty of it too out the door. They wanted me to say shit. They wanted me to say I got chipped, I had something implanted in me, all kinds of. I'm not chipped. I'm not implanted. I don't have any of that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's not the case. What I do know is that they could see what I could see. Snowden kind of gave us a hint at the capabilities of shit, but didn't really shine a full light on the spectrum of it. And I don't know if it wasn't that he knew or didn't know, but everybody knows because of Snowden, the government can hack your cell phone, your computer. You got a smart TV with a freaking camera on it. They can see you. They know what you're doing. They can listen to you. They know. Guess what? It's so much worse than that. Which sucks. Which really sucks. Because everything that, you know, the United States is built on, the Constitution, all of our liberties and human rights and our freedoms and things like that, they have been completely abolished and violated and turned into whatever sick fuck wants to do with you gets to do with you. And guess what? They get to get away with it. So they are people with rap sheets and criminal records that they haven't been charged with yet and won't get charged with and will walk away with for the rest of their lives, and will continue to build off of them for the rest of their lives. It is that messed up. You know, looked into things as far as like, one of the things they like to do with me is drain my cell phone constantly. And, before this, I would have thought, it's my battery, there's something wrong, like, do I need a new phone? Is it my charger? My chargers don't work sometimes. They love to screw my chargers up because, they love to make me spend money. And then there's also the addedness of me dealing with my own shit, and that I'm in a position where nobody can help me. Literally, nobody can help me. I've been to therapy. I've been in and out of the mental health hospital because my parents had me sent there. These assholes made sure I got sent there. I've had some traumatizing, horrifying experiences because of this. And, they try to play cool sometimes when it comes to the police, because I've had a couple of experiences with the police where they've been decent and not horrifyingly a nightmare to deal with. But I don't know if it's just them trying to show off and say, hey, look, I can be nice, or if it's just the officer themselves just seeing the situation just in the generalized view of what it is, and just taking pity on the situation and saying, okay, I used to take medication, and when I first got on this medication, I was starting off with low doses, mostly thinking they were treating me for psychosis. At least that's what doctors were thinking. And, it would knock me the hell out. And I'm talking like 100 milligrams of Seroquel, and then my ass is out. My ass is out. Later, when I was with a program that's free for people in my area to hit treatment and get medication, and you keep up with the program, they will help you keep up with medication and take care of you through the system. They didn't like that I wasn't being forthright about hearing these people, because I know it sounds like schizophrenia, I'm well aware. TIs call it V2K, which is voice to skull, a little weird. I just call it them going vocal, because even though as a child I wasn't a schizophrenic, they have broken down my life, and I can actually tell in areas where they are there and they're doing the thinking for me, where they are there and they're saying something to me. Most psychologists would call that's just your inner voice. They would probably loop it around and tell me my trauma, my schizophrenia allegedly has got me so paranoid and so traumatized that I'm mistaking what is supposed to be my inner voice and calling it that. But that wasn't the case, because that wasn't the kind of kid I was. That wasn't the way I was as a child. Most people, when they saw me in public, would not have known that I was going through the things that I was going through and experiencing the childhood that I was experiencing. Now, the reason why I talk about them being pedophiles is because, like I said, these people were there when I was a kid, and they made sure I knew that they could see what I see, which is like, I don't know how it works. I don't understand the technology. I know it sounds shitball crazy. I am well aware. So the reason why I figured this out, and they picked an excellent way to make sure I would know, because I used to work at a gas station, and part of the overnight job at the gas station is to count cigarettes. Now, the way the cigarettes are done on most, at least the shelf that I work with, it pulls out so you can't see all the cigarettes behind you, and though we have cameras on either end in the back area where the counter is, if I'm blocking the camera, they cannot see what I'm counting. And when I counted these cigarettes, when I pulled it out, they would not have been able to see all the cigarettes in view of me, not in view of the camera. I didn't have my cell phone on me. I wasn't shining anything on me. And I was counting the cigarettes, and I paused for a second. They said the number 29. I finished counting, and it was 29. Right then and there, I knew. They can literally see what I see. So these assholes have seen my naked body as a child whenever they want. I don't need to go into all the details because I had a lot of stuff happen, but they are absolutely monsters, and they fight and argue with me about it to let me know, well, it doesn't count for me because I'm not sexually aroused by it. You are interested in it, and that is a problem. You are interested enough in being that level of a dirtbag and being that violating on that level that you are quite comfortable looking at my naked body as a child and so many other fucking things. Like, it's a nightmare. I'm not gonna go into every single traumatic fucking detail that these people have done to me. I will cover the basis. But basically, I like to use this kind of dawned on me when I was watching Resident Evil, where we talk about a virus taking over the world because some company decided to infect the population of the world to pick who they wanted to survive, so that when it was time, they could run its course with destroying the population, kill off the zombies, and then repopulate the world, almost like a Hitler kind of level of shit, where you are the elite, you are the important ones, you think like me, I think like you, we're good. Very malignant, narcissistic kind of way, because you can't let go of the control and the power aspect on things. You can't let go of those factors, because if you do, you're missing the point. Anyways, so this is just some minor details, kind of an intro into things. So I like to call them umbrella. Umbrella is real. Umbrella is real. I know. It's like crazy shit. You have never seen it coming. We joke, we laugh, we plan. The generation I come from and generations after me will joke, plan, laugh, come up with all kinds of crazy ass scenarios on what they would do in case of an actual zombie apocalypse. Well, I got news for you. It's here. It's just not the way you think it is. It's not the way in the movies. And basically, you are having your freedom, your rights, your humanity stripped away. Your children are exposed, and you'll never know it. You'll never know it, because you won't know until it's too late. And I don't think all family members are aware of this on the level that my family is. I could be wrong. I would think that if there really was people that were aware of this, and these people were forced, as malignant as just narcissists in general can do to a human being, push them to be suicidal and want to die and attempted suicides. And I've had many over. Just the amount has increased since they went vocal, but even prior to that, I already was dealing with, my daily life which was a joke and hilarious for them. Because I know the people, at least I know majority of, at least what I think is majority. I mean, I could be wrong, but I know my entire family knows and is a part of it. And I know them. I know they laughed at many different things. The first time I ever got raped when I was 18 years old. Now, I blame myself for this. I'm not going to go into the details. At the same time, I remember specifically driving home, and I wanted to cry, and I couldn't cry, and it was like, I would cry a little bit, and then it was like, something was wrong. And knowing that my family was involved at that time and had been a part of it, it lets me know that they were making fun of me at that time, because I was being sensitive, I was being stupid, I was making it up in my head, I was being delusional. It was all my fault. I let my head go there, and I shouldn't have let my head go there, and they wanted to make fun of me for it. And that's the level that they went to, and that's the kind of shit I deal with. It's like one big fucking practical joke to them. And this is why I talk about, don't get confused with things like psychopathy and stuff like that. I'm not saying there could be psychopaths in there, it could be some level of that. I truly think it's mostly malignant narcissists and other narcissists that are enabling and helping each other out. And, when you go into the details of the shit and you look into it from psychology's point of view and perspective on it, it's scary shit. And on the level that I'm at, I can't escape it. I can't get away from it. I can't get away from them. I'm in constant gaslighting fucking zone. I'm being gaslighted by my family to my face. I'm being gaslighted by them on here. I'm being manipulated. The whole main goal is to keep me on my toes, to question my reality, which is the goal of gaslighting, and keep me as confused. And when I start drawing the conclusions from the stuff, when they tell on themselves, when they let me know about things, then I'm delusional. And it's shit all crazy out of my mind. And that's a lie. So, COVID-19 is as bad as it is. And I'm not trying to degrade from COVID-19 itself. I'm just telling you, they will, can, and do kill people left and right these ways. And the doctors will be none the wiser. Therapists, psychologists, you go in mental health institutions, they will be none the wiser. Cancer, they can, because I found this out the hard way. I don't have cancer, but they've made rashes form on me. They've made sores form on me. They swelled my lip up at one point, which I thought briefly was like in my head when it actually initially happened. And then I went to the gas station across the store, and I asked the lady, is my lip on this side swollen up? And she said, yeah it is. And I was like, okay, so my lip is swollen up. And this was before I knew about them being there. Sores and rashes, I had rashes. I had at least a rash at one point. I slept with a guy that told me he had herpes, and I had unsafe sex with him for a while. And I would get zits in my private area, like big old nasty zits. And, you know, when you look up things like herpes and stuff like that, because I didn't get myself tested until after, because I didn't think I had it. I know, I was being stupid. And it has to do with them, and it has to do with me, because it's complicated. I know I sound like a dumbass, but I don't have herpes. So, I got tested and I'm clean. So, but they did things like that so that they could increase paranoia, freak me out, make me angry, and definitively try to defend a stance. And I haven't had that issue with a zit in that area in a very, very, very long time, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so I mean, can't mind fuck me when I know I don't have it. So I mean, I don't know. So I'm gonna post another video at some point, but I'm aware I sound crazy, and I told you in the beginning I expect to get trolled for this, but shit is real. We are fucked. All right, I'll give you another video later.